What's up, y'all? I'm Mike Jordan, Butter.ATL, and today we're going to legally consume Delta-8. And before we go into what's on our plates and what we're doing here, I wanted to ask our esteemed guests to introduce themselves and tell us about yourself.
My name is Matilda. I am the co-founder and CEO of Green Goddess Bakery. It is an infused edible company that I started in 2016.
And to my left, I have the wonderful Joe. Joe, I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Joe Salome. I'm with the Georgia Hemp Company and Simp Leaf Wellness. We were established back in 2017, but we've been advocating for legal cannabis here in Georgia since 2013.
And y'all know me, Michael Jordan, editor-in-chief of Butter.ATL. Shout out to our teammates, of course. They're not in front of you right now. I am, because I volunteered to have some Delta-8, which, you know, I do it for you. I do it for the people. So I guess we're ready to do this thing. Let's do it. I understand that what we have in front of us today was provided from Georgia Hemp Company. Tell us what we have here in front of us.
What we're looking at is a 25 milligram Delta-8 THC gummy.
What flavors do we have here, did we say?
I think we have mango on the end. You were looking probably like a tropical strawberry fruit flavor there, and I've got an assortment of mango and some funky green flavor.
Because one is not enough for you.
For me, one's not enough. My tolerance is a little bit higher.
You want to eat yours? Go for it.
Mmm.
All right, Mike, you want to eat yours?
He's done this before.
All right, go for it.
Multiple shots.
Oh. It's gonna get weird. Did you come in completely
Completely sober.
Completely
Because I
no?
wanted to make sure I felt this.
What'd you have for breakfast today?
I didn't even eat breakfast today.
Okay, so really,
So
you're
it's
on a
really-
clean
right,
stomach. Okay. Joe, what did you have today?
I had my bulletproof coffee this morning.
Okay.
Usually throw about 50 milligrams of THC and CBD into that guy.
Okay.
Some fruit. Had a little nut bar out there. Had some gummies.
Right.
Smoked a little bit on the way here.
If you were gonna tell someone what to eat and what to drink before, like it's almost like if we're pairing something here.
Something fatty, right? Why do you use butter? Why
Right.
use, right? You want something that's gonna
Always use butter. You know what I'm saying? Butter.
coconut oil.
Always use butter.
We use
coconut
coconut
oil.
oil.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, I got excited. Butter.ATL, Butter.ATL, Butter.ATL. I'm gonna start with you, Matilda. What is Delta-8?
Delta-8 is going to, sorry. Can we pause?
Uh-oh, already.
You're good, I just still am chewing. Okay, so Delta-8 is very similar to Delta-9. It's going to cause less of a psychoactive effect. So I like to describe Delta-8 as in the middle of Delta-9 and CBD.
Okay.
CBD is not going to have any psychoactive effects at all. You're not going to feel high at all. When you have a Delta-9 edible, you are asleep. You feel super high and the psychoactive effects are at 10, whereas Delta-8, you will still get those psychoactive effects. And it is the same thing as THC. It's just like one chemical different than Delta-9.
Delta-9 affects our CB1 receptors in our brain. The Delta-8 attaches to your CB2 receptors more in your body. So we don't feel that psychoactive effect, like Matilda said, as much in our brain, but we're feeling it more in our body because the CB2 receptors accepting it more than the CB1.
Do you know of kind of what spurred it on?
If you look back at stories when they find like a body in frozen and they dig it up from millions of years ago, there's always cannabis in the satchel. We have always been using cannabis for medicinal purposes. It's only been the last 120 years that it's been criminalized. And so somewhere down the road, they're like, wait a minute, this was already a medicine. Why did we stop using it?
Right.
And he said, okay, we're gonna start researching this more. The endocannabinoid system was found. And I think once the FDA gets their act together, they're gonna recognize the endocannabinoid system, bring it into Western medicine and understand how it functions with the rest of our bodies.
How do you walk people through explaining it? And do you have to kind of meet people at their level of comfort, or how does that go for you as the entrepreneur behind this?
When consuming Delta-8, it is just so new here. A lot of people are familiar with Delta-9, though it's illegal here still. We're familiar with it. And so I kind of use that to gauge how much Delta-8 they should take, asking them how often they smoke or how often they intake edibles. So for the new people who don't really smoke, I introduce them to like a 60 milligram lollipop. For the people who do smoke, I give them a 100 or 80 milligram lollipop, and we just kind of go from there.
And so with the lollipop, you're kind of like a slower onset because you're consuming it as you go. So like lick by lick, just a little bit more. So.
Exactly.
With the sublingual, actually, it's going to get in there quicker, right? You're getting it right through the mouth and through the tongue and the cheeks, and so ingesting it's going to take longer. If you ingest something, it's going to metabolize, right? So it may take 30, 45 minutes, maybe even longer. And that guy, you may feel a lot quicker just through that. And that's why we smoke, or you have a couple orifices in your body that accept things quickly. Suppositories, we have suppositories on our list.
Delta-8 suppositories. I didn't know that was a thing.
What does that do?
I bet I know it
Well,
does.
look, when you deal with medical patients a lot, there's a lot of conditions that can't either get enough ingestible in quick enough or smoking enough, so you have to go right through a couple different blood access points, right?
When you think about, Delta-8, I think a lot of people are wondering, they're like, how do you get, it's an extract?
In the conversion process, it goes from that CBD isolate into an oil. So like a thick honey oil like we see here in this vapor cartridge. So then you're using something like this that's at this 89 to 95% potency that you can put into a product line.
Now, with you all both being, entrepreneurs, proprietors, in this business, how do you establish yourself as something that is trustworthy? Someone could just print a sign and say, "We sell Delta-8 here," I would imagine. So, how do you deal with that in terms of the brand promise and like the trust factor with your consumers?
So Green Toad Hemp Farm is the suppliers of all our CBD and Delta-8.
Okay. Is that local? Is that Georgia?
It is.
Okay.
They are the first Black-owned hemp farm in Georgia, actually, in Metter, Georgia. So they partnered with us. I think working with the Green Toad directly helps us with the trust factor. We're able to test everything that we use.
Yep.
Transparency is very important. Where are we getting our stuff from? Who are we talking to? Where is it being tested? Here are the labs, right? All this stuff's readily available.
Feels like it's been about 10 minutes or so. We'll come back in a moment and kind of catch up and see how we're feeling. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Temperature check. How we feeling?
I feel very relaxed. Like, I definitely feel it. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I didn't eat.
I can tell there's a little bit of a difference. Like, my eyes are relaxing slightly.
Same.
And I don't know if y'all looked in our eyes, at home viewers. Pay attention to what's going on here. The eyes don't lie.
Are they getting lower?
But I can't tell they're getting lower, but they feel more comfortable.
I think the lights are brighter.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah.
The
That
lights
is true.
are just
I
like
didn't notice
screaming
that.
at us right now. You're like,
Hey, White, calm down.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Joe?
a little warm. My body's definitely a little bit more like, okay.
Where is Delta-8 right now in your understanding of the legal?
All extracts, isomers, every part of the plant, as long as it's not at the 0.3 Delta-9, it's essentially, I'll say not legal, not illegal, it's unregulated.
But unregulated. So like unincorporated Fulton County kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, Wild
You can
West
carry
a little
it,
bit. You can have it, but how you get it is kind of weird for the way the cannabis.
You mean the
kind of
medical
thing.
laws?
Yeah, the medical laws.
Oh, yeah, you can thank
Okay.
Governor Deal for that,
Yeah.
right? He wanted medical patients to go break federal law, so federal changed the law first.
Right.
Like, okay.
Makes sense.
We both feel that we are doing a service to the community because they can't get access to elsewhere, right?
Right. Like, I had a few friends who had cancer, and so they wanted something that wasn't too sweet, too strong. So I just started making honey for them to put in their tea. I just love how medicinal this product is. I can't wait for it to be fully legal. But until then, we'll just get in where we fit in.
Now, as we talk about this in the legality side of it, one thing that I think has also kind of been confusing to some people who I've talked to is, okay, I can just do this and now I'm going to get around a job interviews, drug testing policy. And that is not the case, correct?
No.
Yes.
You'll fail.
Yes, you will fail. You will fail. By the way, if anybody's looking at this and notices that Joe's pile is a little bit lower, he did not take any more to my knowledge. Actually, some of our crew here on set has been taking Delta-8 when no one watched, so I want to keep it honest here. I want everybody to know what's going on. We're spreading love, and we'll be back in a few minutes. We still feeling good?
Feeling great.
Feeling good? Temperature check time again. Joe, how you feeling? Your eyes are a little glassier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see my eyes.
I feel a little high. Like, if I could rate from 1 to 10, I would give it like a 4.5.
Okay.
I think the eyelids is certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
there is
lids
a
are
little bit of
low.
that. You're smiling a little bit more, like it's starting to spread. Does things sound differently? Is the light picking up more?
The light is definitely brighter.
I feel like, the top of my skin is kind of like starting to be a little tingly, just a little buzzy.
Do we have lazy boys?
Yeah,
like,
we're
so
gonna
you
need
kind
to-
of like,
Like Green got his what would you say and what do you say to people who probably come in and are very nervous?
There's a negative stigma on cannabis. And so if you don't want to intake derivatives, I understand why, but I just want you to ask more questions. I want you to do more research because it is medicinal. I mean, 90% of people smoke. I just threw that number out there, but a lot of people smoke. I'm a psychologist again, so a lot of people come to me with anxiety problems. I lead with the medicinal aspect so they feel more comfortable.
Give me an example of, someone that said this really helped in this way.
Well, my favorite example is a 17-year-old boy who had cancer named Cameron. His mom literally would call me every week to get the lemonade. Like, I need it, Cameron needs it, it helps with his pain. I drove 45 minutes just to meet her. I don't drive to meet people, but I met her because it made me feel good to help him.
At what point do you advise someone, okay, this amount is the right amount for you?
it's like Southern barbecues, low and slow, and we kind of work our way, titrate up, start the low 5 milligrams, see how you feel, and then we can go up from there.
All right, well, we will take another break real quick again. How are we feeling since we've been talking? You look a little different since we started.
Staring at stuff.
Okay, yeah, you
Staring
look,
at
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm just happy.
You've been getting happier too, like as this has been going on, it's been going happy. I
Right.
feel happier too. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Happy to be here with you.
Yeah, this is so wonderful.
You guys are
We're
cool.
touching each other's stuff. This is all weird.
Cologne is must.
That's a cool
Like whipping the musk out here. The simulation.
Aliens.
Yeah, the aliens.
What if
not
not?
aliens, the aliens. We're back, and as you can tell, things are taking a dramatic turn. How are we feeling?
Silly.
My voice is also getting deeper. Like this is like an R&B song, you know what I mean? Like, Joe, like how are you feeling right now, brother?
Very lighthearted.
What I'm feeling is way lighter, way friendlier. What I'm not feeling is like I've had salvia or spice.
Spice is not a cannabinoid.
Right.
So that's the biggest difference.
Well, people don't know that though. I mean, like, what
Correct.
is?
People think, hey, I got it in the head shop, it's smokable, it's going to get me high. It must be weed, right?
Right, or derivative or something related.
Right.
Yeah, so nothing at all. This is-
Synthetic.
Thinking about these as delivery devices, because I now have a pre-roll. Why did you choose Rice Krispie Treats?
Rice Krispie Treats is like the first thing you think about when you think about edibles. And that's our most popular.
Okay. What would be coming in next? And is there like a big gap between how much you sell of the Rice Krispies and how much you sell of whatever's next?
The next most popular would be the lemonade, which you say, what was your question about?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
it was
I was
probably a
gonna
good question
say
though.
Delivery
that-
methods.
that-
Delivery methods.
Delivery
methods,
methods.
yeah.
A tincture. So tincture is how you pull out THC with Everclear, with alcohol. And so we put a little bit of that into anything water-based so that we can infuse with Delta-8.
Can't taste it, can't smell it. It just integrates right into any beverage, and you're able just to consume it. So that's my favorite one.
Where do you go from here? What is the future of this market?
Delta-8 will probably be regulated in a lot of states. If it goes away, okay, we'll deal with it. We could have been doing this the whole time, quite frankly, right?
Exactly.
But CBD had to kind of get its footing first, and Delta-8 kind of opened the door for play.
I'm thankful for CBD kind of taking a foot in.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we sell a great amount of CBD still, yeah.
Grandma really does not want to get high. Grandma wants to chill.
A lot of people in the older generation don't want a 30% THC weed flower, right?
No.
Correct. But grandma does like whiskey in some cases and nothing like that. I'm wondering.
Not all grandmas.
Not all grandmas. Oh, some grandmas.
You
all
know,
they
some
need is
grandmas
Jesus.
want
That's all.
Delta-9,
Yeah.
and some grandmas just need Jesus.
That's right. Do you see any, older Americans? No?
Definitely.
Okay.
I see seniors all the time with Delta-8 and with CBD. I have an 83-year-old friend who gets the lollipops every week.
Okay.
And he says they help him go to sleep.
Do you see kind of like difference in demographics in terms of who's doing what?
Our vapor cartridges, we find a younger demographic that wants that quick. Let me get this. Let me smoke a lot. There's just somebody that's a little bit older that does not want to smoke. the first thing people go towards is the gummy because it's just kind of what they know from the THC market. If we were packaging brownies, they'd probably be flying off the shelves.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, brownies is what we all grew up with. So
How come you're not packaging brownies?
I'm gluten-free and I don't eat a lot of sugar, so I don't want to put too much stuff in my product line that I know is going to sell well. My background's more from a medical helping patients, and so I just don't go down that route as much.
And you're sticking to your guns, like ethical business. Look at this. Like, do some Delta-8. You start to see the world in a much more fair and equitable society.
You know, we talk about our packaging. We go down ethical roads, right? And we're trying to use hemp packaging for our pre-rolls and our joints and our cartridges. We're using a biodegradable hemp plastic for our quarters. So anything we can do to, to either reuse or recycle, we try to.
One last check. How are we feeling?
I just told you about a recycling program.
Yeah, that you're clearly under, like, but you were really excited about it though. It was like, oh my God, we're doing so many things in the recycling.
It does, right?
I feel like way more relaxed. I think because I took 2 more, so I'm on 75. But
Tell us, where people can get your products again and what you're gonna do in Atlanta when you leave here.
today,
When we leave here.
or
Yeah, well, we
Like
leave
when the
it,
aliens come
yeah.
down, we leave the building.
Pass on
I move
to
to the beach.
next simulation. How are you gonna feel about that?
Oh, man.
what is going on? Okay, so you can find our products at thegreengoddessbakery.com. You can follow us on Instagram at thegreengoddessbakery.
I started giggling for no reason at all. All right, well, Joe, where can people find?
We're the Georgia Hemp Company, thegeorgiahempcompany.com. We have 3 locations, Woodstock, Sandy Springs, and Decatur. Sometimes we do comedy nights and we can make you giggle like this as well.
Folks, thank y'all very much for watching what I hope has been an informative video with the amazing Matilda and Joe. Support them all over Atlanta online in their brick and mortars, and when the brick and mortar is established soon. She's also raising funds, I believe we said, so make sure you go and contribute so you can invest and make billions of dollars. You know where to find us at Butter.ATL, Instagram, Butter.ATL.com, and anywhere else that you would find butter. We'll be in the grocery store, we're in your refrigerator, we're doing all that stuff. Y'all have a wonderful day. Go get some Delta-8. Trust me, we're fine. Everybody's good?
We're good.
All right. Peace. That shit just hit me like a wave. Like I just
It
started
clearly just hit you.
I was like, oh shit.